The length of turn lanes is very important for the operations of the intersections. And so in particular, we're going to look at this left turn lane on this road and just talk about some of the issues that can arise if the lane is not long enough. And often there are reasons why the lane isn't long enough. It can be right-of-way issues, or maybe the traffic volume has grown much more quickly than expected or grown over time. And at the further back locations, there isn't enough right-of-way to lengthen that turn lane. And so what we see in this image, the turn lane begins here, the taper does, and it begins to develop. There is a concrete curb there, so some vehicles may choose to drive up on that. They shouldn't, but they may choose to do that, but most will not. And so this current queue for the through movement, in particular this final vehicle here, is going to have the effect of blocking access to that left turn lane. So in effect, starving the demand. So there may be demand. It could be that this vehicle here wants to turn left, but because of the queue spillback from that through lane is effectively blocking that left turn lane. So that's something that can regularly happen. And from a signal timing perspective, we want to be able to provide access where there is demand for those movements, but again, they're being blocked from that left turn lane. So one way to account for this in signal timing is you could allow the through movements to proceed first and then follow that phasing with the left turn so that the through movement queues can clear and people who want to turn left can turn left. And I'm going to scoot this time forward one image, and we actually can see the reverse at this point. So we see the same intersection, we see that same left turn lane, and now at this point the left turn lane is actually spilling back into the through lanes. So kind of the reverse is happening. And one of the solutions for this type of scenario is actually to allow the left turns to go through first, and that'll clear that queue and allow then the through movements to go second. So that signal timing, the phasing is very important to consider. The information and data that you're receiving from this location is very important as well. So if you have sensors or inductive loops to understand where vehicles are, when they're there, and how to change the signal timing if you have them on a dynamic method. So again, the importance of turn lanes and their lengths, their storage capacity, and then that relates to how you may do the signal timing and phasing to account for any issues you may encounter, such as demand starvation and queue spillback.